Can AI build a strategy from scratch? That is what I want to test in this video. But let me be very clear, I'm not asking the AI chatbot to give me the direction of the market or to predict the market or to give me random buy or sell signals. I am going to give it one basic trading idea and see if RoboQuant's AI chatbot can help me create proper rules and test them on PineScript in TradingView. Because this is where AI becomes useful for traders, not to replace your brains, but as a tool to structure and test your ideas faster. Alright, so let's start with a raw trading idea. Let's say I want to build a strategy which is based on trend continuation, right? The idea is simple. When the market is trending upward or the price breaks the recent highs, I want to enter long. And but I don't want to take random breakouts, right? So we need to add filters. We need to add filters on which breakout that I want to enter on, right? So a few filters that I want are we can use a simple moving average, we can use RSI to show momentum, we can use the swing lows for stop loss, and maybe we can set the target based on risk reward ratio because we need to take minimum 1:2 risk reward ratio. All right. Right now, this is not a full strategy. This is just an idea, and this is where most traders stop. They say, "Okay, I'll trade breakouts," but what defines a breakout, right? Because that is too vague. We need to decide the time frame. We need to decide what defines as a trend. We need to add that as a filter. We need to decide where the stop loss will be, where the target will be. When do you avoid trading? These are all things that are not clear yet, and I cannot test it properly. So this is where we'll see if the AI can help us build this from scratch. All right. So now with that, just hop on to the AI chatbot and give it this prompt. Convert this into clear strategy rules first before writing the Pine script. All right. So now let me just correct the spellings first. All right. Now that we have the prompt ready, I have also asked it to not code it in Pine script just yet. I want it to give me clear rules first. Then we decide if we need to change any rules, and then we can proceed. All right. Just hit enter. All right. So it has given us a few rules. All right. It has given us the trend filter. It has given us the momentum filter, the entry trigger, stop loss, take profit. All right. And now it is basically going to code. Now this part is very important because before I ask the AI to just give me the code and run it on TradingView, I want the AI to just explain the rules to me. All right. Because if the rules don't make sense, the code will also not make sense. A lot of traders jump straight to automation, but the logic needs to be clear. Now that the RoboQuant has given the rules, this is where I want to read through like a trader. I want to check, is the entry clear? Is there a trend filter? Is the momentum filter defined properly? Is there a stop loss? It is logical or not? Is the target clear? Is there anything that is too vague? Right? I need to check all of that. For example, when I said previous swing highs or previous swing lows, I need to know how that previous swing high or previous swing low is defined, right? Is it using pivot candles? Is it using the highest candle in the few candles? Or is it using a structure point? This matters because software cannot understand vague chart language the way humans do, right? A manual trader can look at the chart and say, okay, this looks like a breakout, but the code needs to be a mathematical definition. So if the rules are unclear, I can ask the RoboQuant to just improve them, right? All right, now that the rules are clear and the Python script is also created, we can just hop on to TradingView and see how it worked. All right, now we can see whether the strategy worked technically or not. Right now, sometimes the code may need small fixes. It just does that automatically. It fixes the code basically, but it may need some adjustments in the logic for the entries or the stop loss. Sometimes the strategy may run, but the entries might not look practical. That is normal, and that is why we are doing this, because we want to improve this. We want to eliminate all of these random trades. So you can treat it like a first draft. So you can test it, check it, and then improve it. All right, now let's look at the back test. Again, I am not looking at just the net profit. I want to look at the total trades, win rate, maximum drawdown, profit factor, average trade, risk reward ratio, everything, right? Because a strategy can look profitable overall, but it still can be difficult to actually trade. For example, if it gives 10 losses in a row, how can you handle that emotionally? If the drawdown is too high, can you actually trade it with real money? Or if the strategy only made profit during one trending phase, is it really strong or did it just get lucky? Right? This is why backtesting is not about finding a perfect number, it is about understanding the personality of the strategy. Now, let's say that there are some problems in this strategy, right? Maybe it is taking too many trades, or maybe it is entering during the choppy markets, or maybe the stop loss is too tight, or the RSI filter is too basic, right? Uh, this is where I can go back to RoboQuant and just ask it to improve the logic. For example, I can ask filters like add a filter to avoid sideways market, add a filter to add stop loss using the ATR method, right? Add a condition that price must be above 50 moving average as well, or reduce the number of low quality trades, add a time or session filter. This is the right way to use AI in trading, right? You start with an idea, you make the rules clear, you generate the code, you backtest it, you find the problems, then you improve it. So, can AI actually build a strategy from scratch? Well, yes and no. Yes, it can take your rough idea and turn it into rules, but you'd still need some logic behind them. It can speed up the process, it can help non coders like me test the ideas. It basically gives you a starting point. But no, AI cannot magically guarantee that your strategy will become profitable. You still need trading knowledge, you still need to understand the risk, you need to check whether the entries were making sense or not, you still need to forward test it before risking real money. So the real value of AI is not that it replaces the trader. The value is that it makes the trader fast and more structured and well data driven. So this was a basic example of building a trading strategy from scratch using RoboQuant. We started with a rough idea, then we converted them into rules, then we generated PineScript and tested it on TradingView. Then we looked at the results and see how we can improve it and turn it into an actual strategy. This is the kind of process that most traders skip. They jump straight to the live market, trading with real money. But if you want to be serious, you need to test your strategy before you actually run it. In the next few videos, I will show you more examples and a deeper walkthrough of RoboQuant platform. But for now, remember this: AI should not be your signal provider. It should be your research assistant. All right? Bye.